Let's move on. Onwards and upwards. Let's trust in what you have done, as there is nothing else. Maybe you should compare cultural paths. Yours to others.
My views are embedded with the nations. These are just society's thoughts.
Questioning one's character is as much a social construct as an individual one. How are you feeling now?
Empty. Floating being, entering a stage of pointlessness. But it is not painful or testing. So, therefore, what does it mean to me?
You talked about living in the trees!
Is this not just a romanticized idea? Again, I falter to see where I could find purpose or meaning there. Everything just seems so fickle. I'm using our transparent needs. I'm trying hard to be part of something I don't agree with. Because I don't know what else to do.
Is it easy? Becoming part of it?
It is, and isn't. Everybody's already part of it. Am I just searching for this something to show others how deep and profound I am?
Or are you questioning something deep within yourself that you cannot understand?
Probably both. What is this?
You are on a bus with pale blues and vibrant reds, being lifted through various areas of housing and shops. I am taking you somewhere that may help.
Where?
To Land's Edge. It is a gap between the vast openness ahead and oppression behind. I think you may find meaning there.
And what is the temperament of the people on this capital bus? Why should I compare it to the capital? As if this bus is the most fulfilled journey. It just disturbs me. I sit back, confused by it all, unable to make decisions or act on it. We are fooling ourselves.
I think no one can really understand or comprehend what they are supposed to be doing.
We are fooling ourselves, painting a mirage for what we are working towards and deeming it important. It is something we have chosen, therefore it gives us purpose and meaning. Keep yourself busy and don't let questions seep in.
Okay. I give you spare time. Train and bus journeys are just another form. How will you spend it, now that it is in your hands?
I shall research into the history of my family. I shall read documents and further information. I shall write a book.
Why don't you have a cup of tea?
I will read to get ahead. Do something, get somewhere.
Ugh! You are all plugged in! Cables wrapped around your ankles. But when will you give yourself time to recover the body?
What are our conversations for?
Confirmation and clarification.
I think that most of us are blind or sick, so that one cannot perceive or see properly, as it is external to the body.
And internal diseases blur the body's feeling.
I provide the questions, not answers. So who will offer them? Who am I? The big question.
We usually ask this after we take a long bath and see ourselves in the mirror.
But there is nothing to define me now.
What did we do yesterday?
I presented myself for a cafe. I purchased an expensive hair product. I saw a friend, purchased more food, made a meal, and watched the television.
You must realize that this day does not reflect our entire existence.
But it has been this way for so long.
What would be the day of a person you would like to be?
I would wake up, eat a delicious breakfast with lots of fruit. I would swim in the sea and read in the sun. I would see friends, eat more food and drink by fire. Does this say much about my character?
You are yearning for a simpler day.
I would bore of this if it was repeated.
Tell me a memory of yours.
Was. I kept attempting to skydive, and I thought I'd done it before, but then I realized I probably never had. I kept making excuses because I was supposed to jump out of this attic door, and the space was really messy and crammed. I wasn't sure if someone else was in the room. And I kept misplacing things. I thought it was stupid that I was right enjoying the situation, so I took it off to store away. But then they got lost in the rubbish, and then I never jumped. And then someone came in and started cleaning. Where are we? But more specifically, why am I living in this current location?
People live where they do because of variables, such as family, heritage, jobs, nationality, costs, similar ideologies, wants and needs of surroundings. What we believe and what we desire is what's inherent in us to always prefer.
And most other lives are just a variation of this equation.
It meets the needs of security, love and self-esteem.
So why the need to vary? I don't want to change for change's sake. I just want to ensure I experience an entirety and not fall into a comfortable zone. Where are you from?
My father was German and my mother was French.
So what does that make you?
I am Grell.
In an attempt to do and not think, I choose expeditions over purpose. Because I can. But this is the problem. Do I earn a set point of time, then void a set time, making the journey external to my purpose, therefore deemed outside of reality and just a long version of a holiday, to which the inevitable is coming back.
It is truly hard to consider what one wants and its priority to what one should and need to be doing.
It just all seems to mix together. I want to voyage. I need a wage to voyage. I need a position to wage. I don't want to wage in something pointless. Therefore, I want purpose in a paid position.
An alternative is voyaging using wage from a dependent source.
This seems unearned and unworthy, lacking in drive.
When man freed himself from corporate bonds, he took fate into his own hands. This led to his success and economic independence.
So he gave himself opportunity.
Yes. And in this development, it is possible to discern type 4, top dogs. They are aware of the social world being created and maintained by social agents who are at one with prevailing state of affairs. They are the power holders, as they can see their decisions reverberate through society.
So they can change their own history.
And the history of others.
I do not want that responsibility.
I have had a thought, Charlotte.
What's a thought, Sean?
When I was young, I was told that a brainstorm was too aggressive, so it was named thusly. I believe you should form your own rules and follow them. These are already similar to and influenced by others.
And what change or variation of these rules are for the better? And why are they considered better amongst others? I feel this is all very cynical, which reflects badly on me.
What can you solidly say you want to do?
I want to achieve in creating. I want to find someone I love and form an existence with them. We can bring in offspring. I want to earn sums within my own means. I want to grow vegetables. What do you say to that? Well, if you shall not love me, I shall love myself. And I do not mean that in a tender way, but rather a self-fulfilling way, in which I do not wait for others to watch and tend to my actions, but rather observe and criticize them myself. I became lost last night. In a sea of thoughts. What am I doing? How did I get there? Is there even a right way? Am I courageous or even ignorant for treading this path? It's hard maintaining the reason for what you're doing every day. You just hope there is a reason and that it's meaningful.
Alternative living. I think that's what you're looking for.
It's just hard, as I haven't been educated in it, living outside of what is dictated to be normal. I suddenly want this something because I don't feel part of it anymore. I just feel dissatisfied and estranged.
Communities have been formed from the rejection of conventional existence. Some people people view this grey world as a straight society, attacking people's values rather than the distribution of wealth. Few have complained about the prizes in the game of life, but are dissatisfied with the game itself, feeling powerless as an individual.
So where does this leave the individual?
Few are valued as themselves, in such a way that cannot be readily replaced.
But what is it to live alternatively? Can you do it in the current society, amongst others?
Man holds a range of creative personalities. Self-realization exists as an inner necessity. There is self-waging, creating your own systems, shelter and consumption. It is living freely and not depending on existing systems and regulations. There is a type who not only desire social change, but believe it is possible. They want to make people aware and question the nature of their own life.
Who are they? Where are they amongst the others?
With the development of capitalism, we saw the emergence of Type 2, but there was also the rise of Type 3. They sought to question and transform the deprivation of man, as they were seen as the most dehumanized and therefore the most powerful section of society. Type 3 are known as utopians. They are aware of man's world-creating abilities. They perceive a gap and envisage radical social change through an agency of people. They are at odds with society, but want to move towards their varying ideal.
How do you become a utopian?
They refuse to accept the prevailing social order. Beautiful sun today. Let me take a moment to describe it. There are loud running footsteps, wind rustling through the trees, birds singing, cars in the distance, water trickling somewhere, voices speaking in a foreign language, others barking, wheels on a concrete pavement, and children's voices.
And another version?
The wind making my down sway. The moisture on my nose. The heat on my face. The paper flapping against my hand. The numbness of my foot from where it was bent on my knee. The numbness of my bum from where I was sat on the ground. The phlegm in my throat. The saliva in my mouth. The heat of the sun on the exposed part of my leg. My teeth grinding. Feeling the gap of exposed gum.
Well, I mentioned previously that I was defined by what I was part of, unlearning. I was a boy in stage 1, a son in stage 2. Am I a man? All of these places have been my rock in defining who I was. Now what?
Riffing helps. It is having no stop to the automatic blurb that comes out of your mouth. Put it into forms of anything. Words, speech, action, movement. Use of a sound or object to be interpreted after. Let your subconscious speak your ideas to form a gathering of thoughts.
Body. Body.